Welcome back everyone, it is Eric from Rare Candy, and today we're going to be trying out another way that you can play Giratina VSTAR. Today we are going to be foregoing the whole Lost Engine and Mirage Gates to power up this powerful Lost Impact attack. Instead we're going to be pairing Giratina with good old reliable Arceus VSTAR for that Trinity Nova attack to accelerate our energy into play. So there's definitely some pros and cons to this compared to the whole Lost Engine. You know, we don't have those very energy efficient attackers like Cramorant in the early game, but Arceus is still a pretty good attacker against opposing single prize decks, whereas Giratina is not, since you have to pitch away energy into the Lost Zone. And speaking of which, one cool thing we can actually do with this, we can actually send our double turbo energies into the Lost Zone, and that counts as the 2 energy for Lost Impact, which is a really cool, I think, sort of synergy between both of these cards. Now, even though we are pretty much only ever using Starbirth with this deck, as opposed to that very powerful Star Requiem V-Star power, we can still get one-hit KOs on opposing Pokemon V-Star with Big Charms, and also Pokemon V-Max thanks to cards like Choice Belt and Radiant Howlucha to be able to hit those magic numbers to ensure that we can take one-shots, which is, I think, another thing that makes it such a good partner for Arceus. Arceus, it's a great 2-shotting machine, but it kind of struggles sometimes to take a big one-hit KO out of nowhere, which the Giratina does provide the deck, which is really cool, I think. So this is the archetype we're going to be trying out today. And before we get any deeper into this list, if you guys can, remember to smack that like button to feed that always hungry YouTube algorithm. And if you need any cards to complete this Giratina Arceus deck for yourself, you can check out our friends over at PTCGO Use that coupon code RARECANDY at checkout and you'll get a discount on your order too. And Rare Candy's patrons not only have early access to this deck list, but also have their own exclusive discount code for even bigger savings. Links to those will be down below in the description. But let's go ahead and hop back into our list for just a moment here. We have a couple of other noteworthy cards. As you'll probably notice, we have the Drapion V in the list. I am committing to this to help beat the Mew V Max matchup. I will say Mew V Max is actually a pretty winnable matchup if you are going first. Going second is a much different story. I noticed my win rate against Mew was very low whenever I was going second, and so I don't want to lose the matchup based on the opening flip, so I am going to commit to the Drapion V for that dynamic tail attack that we can use for free if they do have 4 Fusion Strike Pokemon in play. So looking at the rest of the list, a lot of this is going to be like standard inclusions for Arceus decks in terms of a lot of the counts that we have. We also do have a copy of Ordinary Rod in the deck, I will point out. This is definitely a card I like a lot in the current format. Giratina is a Pokemon that always wants excess energies in play to pitch away, so being able to ensure that we always have energies to accelerate with Trinity Nova is very important. But also the Pokemon recovery aspect is also really good. We are playing the Drapion V, so we can use Rod to get that back, but also against a lot of the Lost Box decks, one of the common lines of play they do is they use Echoing Horn to bring back your low HP Pokemon like Pumpkaboo here or Radiant Howlucha, and then they can use something like a Sableye to get easy cheap prizes on those Pokemon. And Rod is a way that we can actually keep some of these Pokemon out of the discard pile if we did have to discard them at some point as well. We also have a copy of Raihan in the deck as well. This is our only sort of interesting supporter that we are choosing to play. So of course we can use it if one of our Pokemon is knocked out, then accelerate a basic energy from discard to one of our Pokemon and get any card as well. So if we whiff an energy attachment turn 1, Raihan can be really good if they knock out our Arceus, because then we can, you know, maybe Ultra Ball away an energy, use Raihan, you know, attach our double turbo and still be able to get off a turn 2 Trinity Nova. But also, since we are playing Rod and Drapion V, this is another way we can recycle the whole Drapion combo a little bit easier as well. We have our 3 copies of Path to the Peak as well. I will point out there is merit to maybe trying to play some copies of Lost City. I do think single prize matchups for this particular Arceus deck are going to be a little bit weaker since we don't have the Flying Pikachu. So you could choose to, you know, play that, but Path to the Peak is still so good against so many different decks. Just going Marnie Path on so many turns can just win you games. So Path to the Peak, I still think probably a necessity for the moment. From there, nothing else really to point out. We have our 4 Grass Psychic Energies, 4 DTEs, and the single copy of Capture to round out our deck list. So that's going to be the list we are trying out today. Not a whole lot of bells and whistles, just trying to go as consistent as possible to make sure we can get these big one-shots with Giratina. But with that being said, let's hop in some games and see how it's going to do today. This is not that great, I have to admit though, guys. We don't know what we're playing against, so I think we're gonna lead with Giratina. This is like Lost Box. I don't want to leave Bidoof in the active to get knocked out by Cramorant or something. So let's see what we're gonna have to deal with. Oh, this is gonna be Regi. This unfortunately is not a great matchup for us, I don't think. So let's just go ahead and Quick Ball, get rid of Raihan. Okay, we do have Crobat, that's good. Probably gonna Ultra Ball as well, because we really just want an energy attachment. That's the big thing. Path, probably not that great here. Though, I mean, we do need counter stadiums to make sure they can't use Pokestop at some point. Assuming they're playing Pokestop, of course. So, this is definitely a matchup where, like, playing Lost City or something could be good, but we are not quite so fortunate. We're just going to leave Tina in the active. If they do attack into us, they can't one-shot us, so this seems like a safe Pokemon to have in the active this turn. We could set up another Arceus, but the big issue is that, well, I was going to say Regirock can knock us out, but I guess Crobat's a liability either way, so maybe we get this down just to have another option for accelerating energy at some point. I'll say sure. And from there, we'll just pass. Now, unfortunately, our hand is not that great for next turn, but we do have the barrel to maybe bail us out of this and hopefully draw us into an Arceus V-Star here. There's going to be Regice, okay? They do still need a good bit if they do want to get an attack off. There's going to be Quick Balls that will help them out a little bit. Okay, they're going to get rid of Marnie, so they must have another supporter, probably a Research. They're probably going to try to dump their hand and dig really aggressively here. Okay, and there's just a Research. That's cool. So what did they get rid of? They did get rid of the Gift Energy right out the gate. That is so good for this Regi deck. So if we can, I would like to be able to draw Arceus, DTE Boss, and knock out Regirock here. That would be my my ideal line of play. Oh my god, they have the turn 1 attack. That is so ridiculous. Right, because they have 2 Auroras? Yeah, so, bro. Yeah, Regi does pretty good against us, I think. And I'm not playing anything like a Sharon's Care or a Dunsparce or anything else like that. We don't really have many great outs against Regi. And this is another instance where playing the Pikachu version of the deck definitely could give you a little bit of an edge here. So just going to do this. And I think we have... I feel like we have to hit Boss and the V-Star and DTE. Or if we just get the V-Star, that'll get us where we need to go. And unfortunately, we do not get there, guys. I feel like we've already lost this game. As I know that sounds super pessimistic, guys, but they have the Gift Energy. They can keep recycling that. Our Marnies are just never going to stick. So I guess we'll just do this and go for the Research. Okay, so I mean, we can get off an attack, but it doesn't feel too great. Sure, we'll do this. So yeah, I definitely think you could build this deck differently to try to rectify this sort of matchup. Like Dunsparce would fix this, obviously, but there's not a whole lot of fighting in the game right now, so like, other than Regi, so I don't know if Dunsparce is really needed. What do we want for next turn? Maybe just an Ultra Ball? Or if they boss... Assuming they knock us out... Maybe Ultra Ball is just fine. Or even going for... Even going for another Giratina doesn't seem bad, because that one's already kind of beat up. So at least this way we can set up a fresh attacker that's not weak to fighting. And we'll just do this. We have the grass energy in hand, so that'll be fine. Yeah, you can see the gift energy just like putting in work. I mean, this is like the perfect start for the Regi deck too. They have the turn 1 attack. I mean, they start Regidrago. That's probably your preferred starter with the deck since you can draw cards. You got the gift energy in the discard along with the other energy you need to attack. And yeah, it's like, how do you come back from this? Like realistically, I think we would have needed like a turn or two to like not get attacked to have a shot in this matchup. But the Regilucky is also kind of scary because they can eventually finish off the Giratina with a couple of these snipe attacks. But yeah, there's the Giga Impact, and yeah, you can pretty easily see why this doesn't feel that great. Now, we can attack with the Giratina V. That's the good news. We're really not in any danger of being one-shot by them. So we'll just go ahead, Evolve here. And I'm going to hold off on using Path just because we might need to bump their stadium at some point if they're playing Pokestop, and we want to be able to deny them being able to use those cards like Ordinary Rod and stuff like that. Okay, so let's go ahead and Quick Ball. We'll go for Radiant Howlucha. That's probably a less than useless card in this matchup. So we can Quick Ball this one away and get our other Bidoof. So we're gonna try to play to our, our outs as best we can, guys. But, it's not an encouraging matchup, that's for sure, without the proper tech cards to deal with it. So at this point, they're just 2 boss away from winning at this point. Or even a boss and 2 Regilucky attacks. Okay, there's going to be the Cologne. They're probably just playing down their hand a little bit extra here. Okay, so Cologne is kind of a cool inclusion as well. I'm guessing this is for Inteleon V. Makes sense. Okay, and there's the Pokestop. That's why I did want to hold off on putting down our Path to the Peaks. I want to make sure that we win the stadium more. I think we got rid of 1. Yeah, but we have 2 left. Okay, there's Ordinary Rod. Feels bad. So even if we knock this thing out... I mean... Are they going to... Okay, they are just going to use the Rod. That's fine. So let's see what they're going to do. I'm just curious what energy they're going to get with their Regilucky. We might just see 2 Speed Lightnings and a gift. Or Speed Lightning, Aurora gift. Yeah, it seems good. Now what we could do... We could actually try to use this turn to boss their Regidrago. Because they will be out of both of them, and they won't be able to refill their hand with the gift energy. So we definitely evolve this guy no matter what, because Regilucky's kind of putting us on a clock in that regard. So we'll do this. So we'll Ultra Ball, get rid of Research, and Arceus VSTAR. Probably not going to need that anymore. Just go for another Burrell. So this turn, I think we want to Path a boss. That's our path, no pun intended, to victory. Or probably not victory, but probably just losing more slowly, I should say. Okay, well that's good. So we'll definitely do this. Now they could still actually... No, they can't knock us out right now. They'd only be hitting us for 50. So yeah, we still do this. And is there anything that can knock us out for a single attachment? I'm trying to think if we evolve, but we really don't want to get rid of energy with Giratina VSTAR. So let's just go for the Burrell here. And if we can get Path, that would be great. We are not quite so lucky. But we'll just go for the shred, nevertheless. It is going to kind of force our opponent into an awkward spot, but it does suck they have access to the Pokestop here, because now they might be able to bail themselves out of this. Because they're only a Pokestop away from finding Rod plus Quick Ball to be able to reset up their board here. But I'm hoping targeting down the Regi bought us a turn. That would be amazing. Okay, there's going to be the net, so I'm happy to see that. That's not a Rod. But I imagine they still have 2 to 3 Rod left over. There's Hisuian Heavy Ball. And a Boss. Okay, so it looks like they might be going for a stall play. Oh, okay. This is actually still good on their part as well. So we could target down Regice as well, and just keep trying to take out all of their... Because I don't want to actually attack into this thing. So let's do this. I mean, also knocking out Gigas doesn't feel that bad either. I just want to take out all the Pokemon they have in discard already. So let's take out this thing. And I guess we'll just go in with the Arceus VSTAR. I'm trying to think. And I think we'll evolve here. I really want to hit our Path to the Peak. And this is one of the only ways we can do that. Because we have them kind of in a bad spot right now. If we can bump that same, that would be huge for us. And we don't get there. That feels bad. But, okay, just going to go for the Trinity Nova. That's fine. And even though we have to send energy into the Lawson with Giratina, it's okay as well. We have enough energy on board to close out the game now. But I feel like not bumping this Pokestop has kind of... it might have doomed us here. Because I feel like it's very unlikely they're not going to hit Rod off of this thing. And there's going to be a Marnie. So between Marnie and Stop, there's no way they don't hit at least one Rod here. Do they have the Ball Search cards to go with it? They are down quite a few. Another Rod, Jesus Christ. Okay, yeah, they're definitely going to be able to get all their Regis back. They just need Pokemon, or they need Ball Search cards to find them, though. If they whiff that, okay, absolutely broken. So we bought a turn. I think we actually just knock out Regirock this turn, probably. So we're going to Ultra Ball for sure. We're definitely doing this, like, absolutely. Is there a way they can actually win? Yeah, if they boss this guy, that feels bad. I don't think we want to refill their hand here. This guy is the threat, but... okay. That's cool. We can live with this. So let's go ahead, boss this guy. Sure, we can do this. And Trinity Nova. I don't think we need to play anything else necessarily. If they boss us, we have double turbo to retreat. So guys, they can win this turn, but we're making it really hard on them. Taking out the Pokestop, absolutely huge for us here. But they could pull it off. They just go refill their whole bench. They can go boss this guy, knock this out with the spread damage. Yo, and we actually beat Reggie. Let's go. Okay, we see the 70 HP Sobble, so I'm willing to bet this is going to be like a Palkia deck of some sort. So we'll just go ahead and do this. Get this down, get this down. And I think we're just going to pass from there. Oh, okay, but it's going to be Arcentel. That's cool. We can live with this. Okay then, if that's the case, probably... probably want to get the first hit in on this thing. Because they can't Sharon's next turn if they do. Well, they can, but then I feel like that doesn't get them too far. So I think we just need to be like super aggressive here. I don't think we need more than one Arceus, but we might be able to... I'll save the Arceus as potentially a Pokemon to toss away with Ultra Ball here. Okay, that's good. So let's go ahead, Evolution Incense. Grab our homie Arceus. Now, if we played the Galarian Zigzagoon, that would be broken in this instance, since we would be able to get the knockout, but we are not quite that fortunate here. Go for Capture Energy, and beyond that, I might even just go for the barrel. I don't hate that. Just go for another Tina. Go for Industrious. Hopefully we hit something trash that we can toss away. Okay, that works pretty perfectly. So let's do this. Definitely want to save Choice Belt. We might need that if they are playing Big Charm, which I'm assuming they probably are. So let's go ahead and grab our Giratina VSTAR. And feeling pretty good right now. So I'm just going to dump all of our energy over here on the Arceus VSTAR. And I think we're in a decent spot. We definitely need to save our other paths, though. Just because if they are playing Radiant Gardevoir, okay, there's the Lake Acuity, that's fine. But if they are playing Radiant Gardevoir, which I'm assuming they are, that plus Big Charm is actually a pain for our Giratina VSTAR. We have Belt, we just need to make sure that we can get rid of their... Just get rid of their Gardevoir's ability as well. So we're going to see a Drizzile, probably for a Marnie or a Research. If they're playing a one of Research, that would be pretty good here. I know a lot of these Arcentel decks don't. Okay, but they are going to go for the Research. I'm actually cool with that. I really like both these last two cards that we have. And between our Barrel and these two cards, I think we can actually do okay here for a few turns. Okay, Quick Ball. Definitely need to see another Arceus here, otherwise they're going to be in some trouble. Yep, another Arceus. But we're going to take the first KO, which is pretty big against a deck like this, because we don't want them to be able to Sharon off their Arceus at any point. let's see what else they have. They've already played a supporter. They've evolved both Drizzles already. Okay, just gonna go for the Starbirth here. So curious what they're gonna get. They might just set up their hand for the next turn. I'm just not sure what they would be going for. And honestly, I don't even mind if they set their hand up for the next turn either. Like, I don't know what they could do that would really mess up what we're trying to do. They might just grab, like, Evolution Incense. That seems like a good card to get no matter what, because that way they can grab their... Oh, they could grab another Sobble. That actually seems really good for this turn. Arceus, and... I would assume a Sobble, but I don't know what else they're playing. Okay, big charm over here. We knew one of those was going to come down eventually, guys. Now, if we get Boss, we could chase this down and knock it out with Giratina, but I don't think it's worth it. We should take the KO on this guy before they Sharon's Carrot out of play. Okay, so let's just grab another 2 cards. I don't know if they're playing Scrap or not, so I don't really want to play Choice Belt down. So let's do this. Gonna grab ourselves our Bidoof. Okay, and we could hit our Barrel, so off the prizes when we take this knockout. So that's another reason I don't mind going for this here. Then at that point, we're just gonna go for the Trinity Nova. And we're sitting pretty good. Okay, so we definitely want to hit Barrel off these prizes. That's like the big card, I think. Psychic Energy and Pumpkaboo. Not great, unfortunately. But the one issue we actually have right now is if they do get down Radiant Gardevoir, which I'm willing to bet they will this turn, we actually don't have a great response to that. Because we don't have a path right now. Now, if they do take the knockout, which they probably will. Oh, actually, in hindsight, we probably should have... I was going to say we should have switched taking the knockout with Shred here. But we accelerated the energy to this Giratina. So we actually wouldn't have been able to do that. So it's fine them taking this KO. Now we do have to worry about Crobat being on the field. That's like the one thing that is definitely a liability. But if they don't get down Gardevoir, we can actually just bump the Lake Acuity here and get down the Choice Belt, and that will still kind of accomplish the same thing. But if we get this KO, I just feel like there's a world where... Yeah, I don't see a world where we're losing this one. We could also see them like try to boss preemptively, like get the first hit in on the Giratina, but I'd imagine they're probably just going to knock out the Arceus. That seems best here. Now they can... Okay, there's Quick Ball, so show me the Gardevoir. That's the card I'm worried about here. Okay. So we knew that was a possibility. I think we're going to... We'll just promote this guy for the moment. Okay. It's a good top deck. We can at least play down our hand a little bit more. Played this down to bump the stadium. Because we just need to play down our hand to draw more cards here at this point. Do we want to play Rod? I don't think we do. I'd rather not, that's for sure. I think we're just going to switch. We'll attach belt. I don't want to Rod, but we might end up doing so. Let's get a single Arceus feedback. Okay, so show me the path. That's like the big card we absolutely want to see here. Broken, and we get there. Okay, so let's go ahead and probably just quick ball away Giratina V. Don't really need this. And I'm so sorry to our opponent, but we are going to body this Arceus V-Star here. So get down the path. That's going to show off Radiant Gardevoir, and now we can Lost Impact. And that is going to be the KO. And we can just get rid of energy from these guys. That way we can attack yet again with this Arceus, and we have Boss in hand. So as long as they don't bump our stadium and go Arceus, Big Charm again, we have this one pretty much wrapped up, guys. But we also can just boss twice to win if we absolutely have to. And we did get a barrel off of our prizes, so that's great. So I think we're in a good spot to beat old Arcantel here. This was well played, so we might get the concession. And there we go. We get the victory screen, taking down old Arceus Inteleon. Alrighty guys, that's going to do it today for our Arceus Giratina V-Star deck. And I do have to say, this is a deck I am currently considering for the upcoming Peoria Regionals. I think it's really strong against pretty much all of like the multi-prize decks out there. Again, like I said at the beginning of this video, it does struggle a little bit more so with some of the single prize decks, but it's still consistent enough to where I think you have a chance against those. But either way, I hope you guys did enjoy today's content. As always, if you did, remember to leave a like on the video. And if you're feeling maybe a little extra generous and want to take that support to the next level, you can also become a patron at patreon.com/rarecandytcg or pick up some merch at rarecandytcg.com. Links to everything will be down below in the description. But as always, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.